be in the house this morning? Are you excited that you're a Christian? Come on, give the Lord a big shout. You know that shout was, when you say shout, oh. Oh. I want it to come from your belly. Give the Lord a big shout of praise. And maybe the person even sitting next to you actually drives you crazy. Please don't look at anybody. Just keep looking straight. Particularly for couples in the house. We all have gone through conflicts in our lives. We go through conflict every day. In fact, for some people, the minute you open your eyes, you're already in a conflict. The fact that we live in Nigeria, in Lagos, there's conflict. So we have conflicts all around us. We have conflicts with siblings, with our parents, with our bosses, with friends, with spouses, with children. We have conflict. Children have conflict. Babies, as small as they are. Have you seen babies fight before? Babies. There's conflict everywhere. And it's amazing that as profound as that is, we don't really get books, listen to messages, and just fill up on how to resolve conflicts in our relationships, especially for those of us that are married and those of us looking ahead towards marriage. In Romans 12 and verse 17, I'd like us to quickly see that. Romans 12 and verse 17. It says, repay no one evil for evil. Have regard for good things in the sight of all men. Verse 18. If it is possible, as much as depends on you, live peaceably with all men. If it is possible, as much as depends on you, live peaceably with all men. And I'm grateful that God actually coined it this way. He didn't say just live peaceably with all men. He said if it is possible, as much as it depends on you. That means he left some room, knowing that it might not be possible. He knew that, well, it might not be so easy. But he said, as much as it depends on you, as long as it's in your control, live at peace with all men. All men referring to spouse, every man, category of human beings. So the thing is, as much as it depends on us. Maybe for us, it's easier. Maybe it's within your control to try to protect your peace and your sanity. But not everything is under our control in that sense. So it's important that we learn how to deal with these issues when it comes up. I told them to help me with a picture. I don't know if the media has it. So at times when we think of conflict, we have mastered the art, particularly in the selfie world. We have mastered the art of pretense, not being authentic. How many of us are on Instagram? A number of us on social media. And the social media world can be a world of living a fake life, so to speak. So it's easier to show a side of you that is not really you. So there are times you see couples and you know that what is going on behind the scenes. You know that they just fought. But the next minute, they are taking a selfie together and smiling to the world. And you're wondering, what's going on? So is that picture up? I was just thinking back and reflecting. I said I was just going to show you that picture because it just reminded me about the authenticity behind our relationships. So that picture was just a picture of myself and Pastor, some years ago, at wedding anniversary. Anytime I see this picture, it makes me laugh because that day we were fighting. We were fighting seriously. As in I was not happy. And that was our special vows. Yes, we're having vows for, couples, number of years. and I was not ready to take any picture with him. So I remember that they just called us. I was trying to hide out somehow. And they said, Pastor, I think we were even one of the last people to take pictures that day. And that look, can you see the way I was looking at him? That look was like, so we actually taking a picture together. So anytime I see it, it just reminds me of, because nobody would know that we were in conflict looking at this picture. But I knew. So I always keep it that, okay. Pastor was laughing at me. I was just looking at me, please, don't laugh. We have to resolve this. So I think the first place for us in resolving conflict is being real as couples or in our relationships. The place of authenticity. A lot of people cover up. A lot of couples pretend that everything is well when it's not well. And I know that one of the reasons why is the fear of confrontation. For some people, I know a lot of men don't like being confronted and they don't like confronting certain issues. So they'll rather keep quiet and they come to church. They come to church, the wife is there, the husband is there. Maybe there's any couple like that today. But you just come, just pretend that all is well, but you know that all is not well. I was thinking about this, and I just remembered when Jesus confronted Peter. When Peter, said, you will not die, blah, 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 blah. And Jesus said, Peter, the devil wants to have you. He gave it to him. He didn't just try to dance around it. He gave it to him. He said, I prayed for you that your faith will not fail, but the devil wants to have you. So there are times in our lives that we need to confront situations, and that's where it starts from. Taking the initiative as couples or in relationships, whoever it is that you're in relationship with, to confront conflict, not sweeping it under the carpet. And I know at the back or at the foundation of our trying to hide out is fear. The fear of being vulnerable. I know that a lot of men in particular are scared of exposing their weaknesses or vulnerability to their spouses, even for married couples. So they rather give you bragado demeanor and try to frown their way or try to be quiet, but they don't get to talk about it. So I'd like to please implore us as we start, the first place is there is something wrong. The first place is being able to say, we need to deal with it. We are not okay. Not smiling through life. We hear things, we've heard statements like, time heals, right? We've heard it's been said. But it's not true. Anything you leave that is going on bad or going on not well, and you leave to time, it gets worse. It gets worse. The Bible says that we should not give the devil a foothold. So by your not confronting it, it's compounding. It's getting worse. It's magnifying. Something that started little, by the time you now eventually want to talk about it, it has gathered many children. When you have a wound or a scar, a wound on your skin, do you get healed by covering it up? Most times. What do? You expose it, that wound. You expose it. If not, gangrene can set in. If not, for some people have been amputated because we're trying to cover up wounds. That's how deadly or that's how sensitive it is. So for married couples in the house or for every one of us, sometimes it's a conflict between a sibling and we just keep, okay, no. There are things overlooked, yes. But we know that when we are trying to avoid confrontation. So it's important that we release ourselves. We accept that we're not okay. I'm married. We've been married for 16 years plus right now. And there have been times when, yes, it's hard. But we always get better when we can confront.